Hey guys, what's up? KuroBlitz here. Just to clarify something, I wasn't planning on having a video this week, or more say, I was, but then something happened and I lost the mood to actually make the video, and I just want to well, the video that I'm going to talk about today, totally unscripted, of course, and again, I'm sorry, I need to work on this. It's something that I had planned for and maybe I will plan this later on in the future, like maybe evaluating Pokemon battles and seeing the niche of Pokemon battles that I do personally like. This video was going to be the last one for the month of June, but I think that having this little gameplay after my mono run on Emerald with a giraffe rig, because well, whatever. um yeah, and that's basically what I want to talk about, because I just saw Samurai Trainer Z's going to leave the link in the description down below, like his Hoenn League review. Make sure to check him out, of course, and subscribe as well. Same for my channel, comments, ideas, etc, etc, etc. You know the drill. You guys know the drill, right? So, when it comes to the Hoenn League, if you know me, you know that I stand the advanced generation. It's my favorite series because me as a theorist, as a craftsman, I always like more the build up, because it actually makes a story more compelling, and AG did that. It basically worked on the foundations of the original series and build up to what was later on going to be Diamond and Pearl, and they had an amazing pacing in terms of let's have Hoenn for 2/3 of the story, and the final of the story, it's the last third being the battle frontier, and making Ash and May equals with that final match, in terms of Pokemon battling and Pokemon coordinators, because coordinators do battle, and it takes a lot of skill and synergy to pull off some things that coordinators are able to do, because May pulled off an Elite Four strat with her combination of fire and water, because all Frontier Brains are an Elite 4 level according to Scott. So there's that. But yeah, speaking of AG and speaking of the Hoenn League, there is one battle that I think that many people know this battle, but they don't see it, like on a surface level, because Hoenn, like, they had full battles in the span of just one episode. It was weird. Sometimes they were ties, sometimes they were not. Like just spamming moves. Like there was no narrative behind it, because well, Ash didn't have rivals in AG. But there is this one character that I always appreciated her presence for, and that character is of course Katie. In Japanese, it's Kaede, and I've heard her Japanese name first because I've watched I watch Pokemon Sub since the spring of 2005, since April, since AG 121, after the recap episode, because they had the Hoenn Grand Festival on the same day, so it was 3 episodes in one day, and I've started to know Pokemon because after that. So I watched the Grand Festival, watched the Hoenn League, and then I watched the Battle Frontier arc, and I started to watch subs since around 16 years ago. And the character of Katie, I always will call it Katie, of course, but the original is Kaede. I always liked her character because it feels like something that she feels like someone that it Ash would have a great rivalry towards, and in terms of the narrative of Pokemon, she feels like an anomaly, but in a good way, because when you think about it, that battle has no right of looking that good. Like, they basically pulled off a cool trainer for Lily Cove, and I'm like, well, it's like Kanata, Kelly, she was also a OC from Lily Cove, and she could be a rival for Mei Haruka, because Haruka Kanata, like, going far away. Yeah, that's what Japanese stands for. But yeah, it feels like Lily Cove has the potential for great characters, and I'm like, I mean, look at the recent episode of Journeys, the trainer of Vaporeon, which is voiced by Ken, the guy who voices Jaden Yuki in GX. Like, I mean, Lily Cove is the hub for Lily Cove is literally the hub for these kinds of OC trainers, and I'm like, I like the character of Katie. She seemed very impressive. They went with the ace trainer route, and it really feels like Ash didn't have a rival in AG because they didn't know how to write him one. They prefer to invest in May instead of risking the rivals for Ash. And I like the character of Katie because she's just that good in Pokemon battling. Like when you think about it, she had, you know, Venomoth, Golduck, and Duck Trio, and Caesar, Mischievous, and Walrein. So she has 3 of Gen 1, 2 of Gen 2, and her ace is a Gen 3 Pokemon. And it's a great balance. And I love Walrein. Like, every time that I, you know, try to, when I first played Ruby, my main 3 were Blaziken, Shiftry, and Walrein. And everyone says, like, you know, everyone wants, you know, a Mega Flygon because they were designed, but they skipped design. And I'm like, I would love to see also a Mega Walrein. That Walrein had some move tutor stuff, like Mimic on a Walrein. And I love the fact that that battle, you know, I like how that battle was, all of the battles in Hoenn, like, they were full battles, right? But when they were in those full battles, after someone defeated 3 Pokemon, the field changes. So you always have to adapt, and I like the fact that the field is a rock one, and then it's a water one. So it's like the land of Groudon and the water of Kyogres, right? Ruby and Sapphire. And I absolutely adore that, you know, the rock and the water battlefield, right? Those are, you know, respectively, you know, referencing Brock and Misty to some capacity. I don't know, but all I know is that I absolutely love that battle. If if AG was just Hoenn, I feel like that battle would be a great way or placement for Grovyle to evolve. When I first watched it, I thought that Grovyle was going to evolve, right? Because Grovyle and Pikachu, they showcased Overgrow and Static in the Norman battle, right? In AG 70. So this was, you know, AG 129 or something. So it was around 140, it was around the midpoint, right? So it felt like it would, you know, be that. And I don't know, it's like, you know, the whole strategy of Destiny Bond and Sand Tomb, like to prevent escape and fating the opponent and whatever, and, you know, using all of those strategies. I'm like, what? And Katie stuck with the idea that I have to switch Pokemon, like, instead of, no, I'm just going to stick with one until he gets defeated. No, she made Ash think. She made him think, and I'm like, man, I love that battle. But I think that if she actually was a rival to Ash, that battle would lose some of its charm. I like how it's there, it happened, and people should treasure that battle more for, you know, for the great anomaly in the narrative that it is, because, well, we got Morrison and Tyson. And may I just say that the fact that, you know, I know that Ash handicapped himself in Hoenn, because if he actually used anyone else, he could have won. But I do give the respect to Tyson, because at least Tyson won the whole thing, right? Unlike Harrison, right? And the thing is that I can respect Tyson more for the fact that he at least won the whole thing, because it means that Ash lost to the guy who won. So it makes me think that since the advanced generation, Ash could be theoretically able of winning any league conference, but you know how the writers are, I don't want to go there anymore. But the fact that he went that far with only that team of 6, and Corphish and Grovyle were not even fully evolved yet, and I'm like, what the hell is this, you know? And there were 3 rounds, like, in the qualifying rounds you have 3 rounds where you have to battle in doubles, so no league besides Hoenn had double battles, so Ash had to put the synergy, the effort of contest that he was low-key learning from May from time to time. He actually had to put that to the test, because, well, I know with Sentry we have to promote double battles, but it feels like there was a need, like it makes all of the team, you know, with all of the effort and whatnot, even though that, you know, Grovyle loses, Glalie has to carry, and then Torkoal ties and Corphish has to carry. But I do like the idea that, you know, double battles were not discarded in any way. I absolutely adore it, it's amazing. And Ash had 3 full battles. The Hoenn League, it's 5 full battles, and Ash had 3. Ash never had 3 full battles in any other league, so and he went that far with only 6 Pokemon. And I'm like, what the hell? I know that people are going to say that, oh, Glalie, it's like, you know, the Kingler of the time because he only became strong by evolving, and that is kinda true. And sadly, you know, we never saw much of Glalie in the Battle Frontier. Torkoal only returned to battle Registeel for power scaling purposes, but then he even lost. Donphan was just, you know, Phanpy was just there to evolve. Donphan never did much, he never gave Ash a symbol, he only battled Lucy, but Pikachu pulled off the Hoenn. Like, I think the beauty about Advanced Generation is that there are some great moments, very underrated. When you think about it, there's that awesome factor, but not, you know, the wow or the possess to, you know, just, you know, obliterate and screw up the power scale. But I again, I think this is more, you know, just the video to say that I love that battle. I love AG, I love Gen 3 overall, you know, and well, man, the whole thing of Leaf blading the water and freezing for Walrein to not dive, yo, that was amazing. And I don't know, that battle just is just that good. And you know, Katie, Katie had 2 bug types, 2 water types. I don't know, like I just don't know how to describe it. And you know, the battle being, you know, Grovyle battling against a Pokemon who has a type advantage and disadvantage against him, like, you know, with water and ice. It feels like, you know, a great balance because he's in the middle and then he's in the middle stage, but he's very fast. The other one is fully evolved, but it's very tanky. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. That battle is just that good. Again, this most likely is just a video of me, you know, fanboying over a battle that took place 16 years ago, but the battle was just that good. I'm sorry, like, I don't think that we are going to have, you know, that much of a battle in the future because Ash battling a random girl and it's a full battle out of nowhere. Like, there was no impact in the narrative, but the presence was there, right? And I don't know, it feels like they built up a rivalry for Casey and Johto, and there was nothing. Bianca had overall sprinkled moments in black and white, and she got brought because of Cameron. And then now we have B, and she's very absent. So I want for Ash to actually have strong and powerful female rivals. And the idea that they made Katie, she has, you know, she's the blueprint. She has, you know, the great potential that was never flourished or even developed upon. And I'm like, I want more of that, if that makes any sense. And I don't know. I don't know what they actually went with that battle. I don't know. I just know that I enjoy that battle very, very much. And maybe with more time and more planning and actual scripting, I'm actually have, you know, to do some analysis on, you know, battles that Ash and others actually had that people don't talk about much. Maybe I do a series around this. I will not promise anything, but it would be great to, you know, do a battle analysis because everyone just like reviews everyone reviews battles, everyone does AMVs of battles. I want to go into the depth analysis. So if you want more of that stuff, guys, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in a later video, folks.